Welcome to the Godzilla Brawler channel, reminding you of things that you only dealt with in your childhood, but have totally forgotten since, because of the toil and wear and tear of Father Time. Welcome back, everybody. This is a markedly non-Godzilla video. Unfortunately, that means some of my audience is not going to want to watch. But I can't be the only person that, as a child, thought about designing box art for video games that never existed. Often ideas that you would come up with in your own head. And I'm sure this led to a non-zero number of people who pursued a career in graphic design. I'm going to plop one up on the screen just so I have a picture next to me to talk alongside. Full credit to the artist. Thankfully, he included his name in the image. Credit to Dagashi89. I didn't choose this one with any particular thought in mind, but Sonic Heroes was the first Sonic game I ever played, so for some reason, that was the one I went to pick an alternative box art. This box art comes from a website known as vgboxart.com. Now the website looks markedly improved from when I used it as a child, but I'm happy to see it's still around. You can look up all sorts of stuff on this website, from games that already exist, kind of like Sonic Heroes here, to games that have never and probably will never exist. I highly recommend you guys to check it out and explore it on your own, because there's a lot of hidden gems on this from what I remember. It's been a long time, but as long as nothing has gotten deleted, it's probably worth checking out. Anyway, why do I bring this up? Because I'm sure you guys have peeped the title and are like, why are we talking about box art in a writing revisit video? And I promise there's a reason. This is why. I'm reading the title of this file verbatim here. Our Game Boxes Guide. Presumably this is stuff made by both myself and my brother. And it was written while we were quite young, so that's why it's blurred out. I don't want to traumatize you guys with any of that. Plus, I might want to keep some of it to myself. Let's dig in, right? Okay, we're already off to an amazing start. The first game here is The X of Spongebob and Mr. Game & Watch. I assume that means the cross of SpongeBob and Game & Watch. Probably like a crossover game. It's for the Nintendo Wii, and it looks like it was drawn completely in MS Paint on a Microsoft XP computer. I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be showing off other than clip art of SpongeBob that doesn't even have all of the white in the background removed, and literally just the Super Smash Bros. Brawl render on the dojo for Mr. Game & Watch. And if you can believe it, this game is rated T for teen. I don't have any earthly idea why it would be rated teen just based off of the title. This game is labeled Terrible Box Number 1. Good idea, but terrible cover concept. Okay, well, I'm at least relieved to know that younger me had some form of self-awareness. Okay, and there's a short summary here. When SpongeBob finds an old Game & Watch handheld, you know, as he would naturally do, I guess, maybe, brings it to Sandy, who presumably is like blasting it with like a Tesla coil or some shit, and that opens a portal that sucks SpongeBob in, where he meets Mr. Game & Watch, and they set off to obtain 15 treasure chests. Oh, okay. And they're filled with stuff that will help him build a portal to return back to Bikini Bottom. Rated T for cartoon violence and crude humor. But it also has in a parenthetical, it really shouldn't be rated T, but I didn't make the box. I presume that means my brother must have made it. Points for originality, I guess. You know, I said this wasn't a Godzilla video, but we've got another poorly drawn Nintendo Wii box. It's just puke green with renders of Godzilla 90s and Godzilla Biollante on the cover. Also rated T for teen. Before I read anything further, I just want to point out both of these games have Microsoft Word 2000 whatever, it was like 2002 or 2003, special text to make the logos. And on this one at least, the renders are outlined in red. Presumably that's to get rid of the poorly removed white background, because you can tell that it's very highly pixelated. This one says, Terrible Box Number 2. Good idea, but terrible cover concept. Even I knew I'd need a graphic design degree or some shit in order to make these things worthwhile. Hell, someone on VG Box Art has probably made a better Godzilla Unleashed 2 cover than I could have possibly ever done. It says the cover's actually incorrect, but it's supposed to be for the PlayStation 2, not the Wii. Okay, so it kind of continues the whole thing where the world is getting radically changed by a particular monster. So basically, from what I'm reading here, Biollante mutates due to the crystal's influence in Godzilla Unleashed proper, and then all the cities get overgrown across the planet. I understand the gameplay reason for this next sentence, but it's just written so blankly and so matter-of-factly. Different factions appear and either agree, disagree, or remain neutral with Biollante. It means a hell of a lot of nothing. Rated T for fantasy, violence, and mild language. Had to throw the mild language in there. Okay, I know this one's not mine, so I won't mock it as relentlessly. This is for a console that does not exist, and I will not divulge the name of for personal reasons, especially since my brother seems to be the one that really did this one. It's called Ivan Drago's Triumph for Champion. Kinda got his Russian accent down there, eh, brother? It's literally just a stock image of Ivan Drago from Rocky IV, just staring at the camera. I mean, at least it was easy to edit, I guess. No word art text, though. It's literally just like Times New Roman font on top of the picture. Good box number 1. Good idea and cover, but the name? Meh. Okay, so this one reminds me heavily of Drago's story campaign in Rocky Legends, which we had on the PlayStation 2, but I believe was on other consoles as well. Except for the key distinction is he returns to the ring after he gets beaten by Rocky, and then it says something to the effect of a friend of his dies in battle, and he returns to the ring to bring revenge against, I guess, the guy's opponent. Maybe he had a friend that was a boxer? Drago doesn't really strike me as the type to have had friends, at least in the Rocky IV version. This game is not yet rated, for unknown reasons. I will admit, I have not seen Creed 2, mostly because I do not want to watch any of the Creed movies. I won't get into it. I personally don't like kind of what it does to retcon the behavior and actions of Apollo Creed. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers. But this does kind of sound kind of like what could have happened after Rocky IV. Obviously, Creed 2 has made its own version of events after Rocky IV for Drago, but I guess great minds think alike. Toho Legends on the Nintendo DS. Good game, number 2. Only flaw is that it should have a different back cover. I'm presuming that I'm only judging that as if it would be like redrawn by like a professional artist. Again, we have Microsoft Word art. I don't even know what it says on the back. Explosive special moves. Monsters are released. Will you become the king of the monsters? Okay, that's just rather generic. It's got a silhouette of Godzilla 2000 on the back, a screenshot from Godzilla Domination, something that looks like the Godzilla Unleashed Wii version of Titanosaurus on the back. Well, I mean, the summary is pretty good, insofar as it means it's honest with you, at least. A simplistic game with little to no storyline. Toho Legends pits nearly every Toho monster they could find into a raging brawl. It has 20 arenas, and Varan and Sanda are in the game. It's rated T for violence. I feel like that wouldn't happen on the DS. I feel like it would just be like E10+. I don't think I knew that Godzilla Unleashed Double Smash existed at this point, or maybe I knew it existed and I thought it was stupid and wanted something on my DS that was better than that.
Oh my goodness!
This one is a purely joke cover. It looks like Wii box art for a Smash game that someone probably made on VGBoxArt.com. This is kind of like a YouTube poop box art. And I'm not kidding when I say poop, because it's not on the Wii. It's on the Turd. And it was developed by Poop instead of Nintendo. It's called Super Smash Bros. Yuck. Mario has a green fireball in his hand, and his costume is black, and he has red eyes. We have an orange-skinned Sonic the Hedgehog with green shoes and blue gloves and socks and black ears, again with red eyes. Link also has red eyes, but a blue shield with a red dot on it and a green Master Sword, and what I can best describe as barbecue colors solid snake with red eyes. Denoted as Hilarious box number 1. It's a spoof of Super Smash Bros. SNES version. Again, now it's probably on VG box art. It was by Rebel Baker, something or other. It's so pixelated and small, I don't even know. I must have edited it in Microsoft Paint. It's an excellent question, summary. What has happened to Super Smash Bros.? Masterfoot and Crazyfoot have awakened to blue and summoned the subspace goons. I feel like you can make a lot of jokes about that now. Masterfoot and Crazyfoot and the Master Goons. That's terrible. Young me obviously did not know what was coming. Sewage Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog, Enviro Link, and Barbecued Snake. You can fight in the Grassy Kingdom and Glowing Moses Island. And it was rated E just because I copied Super Smash Bros. SNES. Oh my gosh, it continues! So we have the stupid advanced console with Sonic Dog series, which has Sonic the Hedgehog fighting what I can only assume is a spoof of Shadow. And it's rated WoW. Like WoW, like as in, oh wow.
Wow.
But it is developed by THQ and it has the official Nintendo seal of approval on it. Oh my gosh. It's Shadow the Hamster Hog. Kilo's Prower. Gotta get that European audience in there. Oh my gosh. Weakling the Echidnog, and more. I don't even know if I can handle more. Battle at strange locations such as Jelly Hill, Smashed Egg, and more, with moves like the Slip Dash and Trip Fall. You can tell this came out after Brawl did. Unbelievable. Remember how I said in the Godzilla vs. Mobius video that I had fan characters? Apparently it was earlier on than I thought. The Fusion Force, with Aniac the Fox, Blue the Mouse, Hario the Hamster, Blast the Hedgehog, and others. Choose from stages like Ridge 13 or Fusion HQ. I vaguely remember Fusion HQ, and I vaguely remember Ridge 13. I think I designed that at some point. Oh, it's got items in it, so it's not a total clone of Sonic Battle. And they have like super moves, such as Super Fission and Hario's Boombox Blast. I'll be honest, if I don't remember much about my own character, Fission, I certainly do not remember anything about any of the other stuff. The first game that's rated E for everyone. I feel like I had a really bad habit of just mocking the absolute shit out of my brother's designs for these bots. It's a Wii game. We're on a lime green background. We have a render of Godzilla 2000 from Godzilla Unleashed, the new Super Mario Bros. Mario render, a Paper Mario render, Mr. Game & Watch's Brawl render again, and the Sonic 06 renders for Sonic and Amy. And then we have literal basic black colored font text for Super Smash Bros. Strike Again by Nintendo. This one is terrible box number 3. It says, I don't even have to say just how bad it is. Ready for the Super Smash Bros. Game that will blow you off your feet? Here it is. I highly doubt that, young me. Amy Rose is playable, alongside Godzilla 2000, Paper Mario, and 4 more. That's an incredibly specific number of newcomers. It's a good thing I wasn't directing the franchise if I was the one that did this. Oh, so you can level up as you deal damage? What? That doesn't really seem like a good idea. Follow a new story as Umbra and Taboo merge to form Tambora. Capture the heroes. Escape from 28 layers and destroy subspace from the inside out. I wish I understood what any of that meant. I really, really do. I feel like I'd have more appreciation for it. Oh my goodness gracious. So we've got another title for the stupid advance called Super Smash Bros. Wrong, rated ABCD, developed by the Poop Company, and it looks like the HAL Laboratory dog icon is farting. I really hope that the summary clears up what the hell's going on in this picture. I legitimately cannot tell what's going on, other than it looks like Sonic the Hedgehog is back and Sewage Mario. Samus has been so drawn over, it's unbelievable. Same with Falco. A weird energy has spoofed up Smash Bros. It's called Childhood and Adolescence. Okay, no, it doesn't have Sonic the HedgeDog. It's Streamline the Hedgehog, Nuclear Mario instead of Sewage Mario, Mustard Covered Fox, Bloomus, Hell Kirby, Surge Link, whatever the hell that means, and Paintachu. It's Pikachu, you see, but after having been run through MS Paint a couple of times. The stages are always so great. My first destination, Bridge of Birdlin. This probably came out after Brawl, because that's probably the Bridge of Elven. Non-Mute City, and more. Epic and no-star modes challenge you, while Target Quiz is a no-brainer. no-brainer. Oh my. A pointless vacation mode makes you fight waves of brain-dead enemies, and then makes you fight another fighter in the ultimate win immediately match. Whoopee! Oh my gosh. I love it so much. It's so stupid. Hey, now we got Sonic Brawl for the Wii, which, rightfully for its name, literally just has a bunch of Sonic in Brawl screenshots randomly collaged to make the cover, with a splash of solid blue paint fill tool. Why are all these games rated T for teen? I imagine that's just because I was a little kid, and I was, resentful of the fact that I couldn't buy games that were not within my age range. Mediocre box. The concept is good, pictures from the game, but otherwise terribly designed. I will agree, a Sonic fighting game, a new one, is a great idea, just maybe not this. If I'm not wrong, there are several fan games that are basically just the concept of a new Sonic fighting. Okay, this one's a 2.5D Sonic fighter. Again, there's at least one or two of those from what I remember. Fan games, not real games. Pick 75 different characters and fight on 34 glorious battlefields. That's a lot of freaking content. Holy shit, this story is damn. Eggman has ended the world, destroyed nations, ruined cities, and decimated armies. To be fair, I could see the Archie Sonic Comics version of Eggman doing that. He did some pretty cruel shit. He locked Snively up in one of those capture pods and just let him rot in there, never to escape. When that continuity was canned, that was literally unresolved. That version of Snively will forever be stuck in a capsule. Anyway, you can see the Godzilla Unleashed influence because there's factions just like in Godzilla Unleashed. Obviously, they're of different names, but for violence and mild language, I feel like that wouldn't make it a T for teen game. I feel like that would only make it E10 plus. Oh my gosh. There's another parody Smash game in here. Again, built from the remains of something off VGBoxArt.com. This one, I didn't even block out the name on this. I must have gotten lazy. This one's Super Smash Bros. Rumble for the DS. Yes, there was a time when Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS did not exist. But this one's only a semi-hilarious box. And I openly admit that I didn't do so well on the Super Smash spoof game. This is Super Smash Bros. Whoa. And it says, get ready to fumble. And again, everything's drawn over in MS Paint. That Wario is horrifying. Get ready to fumble! Super Smash Bros. Spoof comes to DS in this not so epic game. So is it just a port of the GBA game? Or is it the Wii one? Or whatever it was called. He says return to Spoofia. Or so we thought. King Quimig? I guess that's like King Primid? That's all I can guess. Oh, he's reassembled his army. Parentheses. Again? Sonic the Hedgehog returns, which is obviously different from Streamline the Hedgehog. EnviroLink is back, alongside newcomers like Neotail and Mr. Moldy Teeth. Mr. Moldy Teeth, that's Wario. You can use the microphone to make everyone smaller. And it is, again, rated T for teen. Okay, we got another Rocky game for a console that doesn't actually exist. I cannot even read the text. It's like so... It blends in so well with the background. It's just a screenshot of Rocky Legends or maybe some other Rocky game, I don't know. It looks a little bit higher fidelity in terms of graphics. My brother probably did this one, considering it's for a fictional console. Okay, it's just a counterpart for the other game. Okay, it's one of this fake console's better games. You can play as Rocky, Drago, Clubber Lang, Apollo Creed, but Drago gets the story mode to himself. So basically just Rocky Legends 2, with a focus on Ivan Drago. There are so many Super Smash Bros. Games in this document. Oh wait, I remember this one. Okay, so it's two different versions of the same game. One version is just Battlefield from Brawl with the Super Smash Bros. Logo on top of it and the subtitle, The Fight for Freedom. And the other one is Super Smash Bros. The Fight for Freedom with slightly different logo text, with slightly different Microsoft Word art, and a bunch of different screenshots and renders. It's such a cacophony of crazy, stupid bullshit. It has Peach, who's being roared at by Godzilla 2004, Showa Gigan, who is standing rather strangely next to Pikachu from Brawl, and then renders of Mario, Samus, Yoshi, Kirby, Sonic the Hedgehog, Ness, as well as screenshots from Melee of Bowser, and a screenshot from Brawl of Link doing the Triforce move. That's his final smash. I remember this one because it's literally just, and this is in the summary, hundreds, let me repeat that, hundreds of characters and stages, with thousands of trophies and stickers. Tons of new modes, which as far as I remember from my childhood are never even explained. 8 different control styles, as if that's a selling point. Wi-Fi play that lets up to 8 people fight online. Did I predict Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U adding 8-player? I guarantee this was made before that even came out, or was announced. And it has a new story with 159 levels of Subspace Emissary. So we learned a lot in this one. Not only was child me delusional as hell, but somehow I also predicted 8 players at once. Oh my gosh. Sonic HedgeDog Flubbers Racing. Get ready to flub it. Which is a reference to a scene in The Quiet Man.
Yes, you had your chance and you flubbed it.
Again, rated OMG. At least I found a Wii box art template with which I could draw on. I think this one's meant to be like a Sonic R sequel. It's got Sonic the Hedgehog, Weakling the Echidnog, Cyphro the Hedgehog, which if I remember correctly is supposed to be the spoof of Silver, OMG the Cat, and due to the lack of a picture of this character, if you can call it that, I don't know if that means a spoof of Blaze the Cat or Big the Cat. You can race through Polluted Shoreline, followed by the most creative name for a level ever, Big Cliff, Jello Hill Returns, and more. There's literally game-breaking shortcuts that cut 20 seconds off of a lap. So that's a feature. It's not like the super shortcuts in Mario Kart Wii. This was built in. Holy shit. The summary literally says, get ready to get in the last place. It's rated OMG everyone. I'm gonna skip past this next one. I had to scroll down a little bit. Some of the text wasn't blurring, and it was pretty obvious even with the blur. Okay, this is basically a video game based on the Sonic original fan characters that me and my brother and my cousins came up with. And the cover art is literally just a billion different Sonic Advance sprites that I made in Paint. And those are the original characters for this fan fiction world. The game is a widely liked one. Pretty bold of you to assume it's well liked and well received, young me. So it's not just a platformer. You can also do like Devil May Cry, Ghost Rider on PlayStation 2, close quarters combat. From Mud Ocean to the Space Dragon, this game is packed with content, as they literally all are. Alright, here's the last one. And fittingly, it's a Super Smash Bros. Game. Super Smash Bros. Fray. It's a Wii game, so we would have gotten this alongside Brawl or after it for some reason. Alright, let's see who's on the cover. We've got Soap Shoes Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, Ness, Samus, Pikachu, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, who is being blocked by Pikachu, Link, the assault version of Fox, Kirby, Wario, Ike from Fire Emblem, and at the very bottom, you can see that render of Godzilla Unleashed, Godzilla 2000 at the bottom. And it was developed by Nintendo, and it's rated teen. Again, it just needs a better background and character art, and literally everything else. I do like the name though, Fray is kind of okay. It still improves over Brawl. This was made after the Fight for Freedom. Many new characters and stages make an appearance, but are not specified. Obviously, other than Godzilla, who was important enough of an inclusion to include on the box art underneath the Nintendo logo. It has a continued story from Brawl. A lot of people, including apparently a younger version of me, really liked Subspace Emissary. The working title was Hyper Smash Bros. So you can either refer to it as Hyper Smash Bros. Or Fray. Super Smash Bros. Fray. Okay, so that was 17 games in total. So we had the cross of Spongebob and Mr. Game & Watch, Godzilla Unleashed 2, I guess I was kind of predicting Godzilla Save the Earth Melee, Ivan Drago's Triumph for Champion, Toho Legends, Super Smash Bros. Yuck, Sonic Dog Series, Fission Battle, that's not its actual name, but Super Smash Bros. Strike Again, Super Smash Bros. Wrong, Sonic Brawl, Super Smash Bros. Whoa, port of Ivan Drago's Triumph for Champion, Super Smash Bros. The Fight for Freedom, Sonic HedgeDog Flubbers Racing, the game we didn't talk about, which is Stink Warriors, which is about 2 characters fighting against the Bloodface Army. And the 2 heroes are named Captain Purple Hat and Stink Warrior EX. Game's rated T for teen as well. Anyway, then we got the Fission Fusion game. Again, name changed. And finally, Super Smash Bros. Fray. Like JonTron said, I think I'm getting a contact high from this. That was a trip down memory lane. maybe a drug trip, but a trip nonetheless. Maybe that was enjoyable, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. But it was a writing revisit, and we know from experience with revisiting a lot of this writing, it's definitely not for the faint of heart. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed any of that hysteria, and by hysteria I mean nonsensical, random jargon spouted by a child version of me, then leave a like and leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me if any of this remotely interested you, if for nothing else than humor's sake. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later, and I will see you guys in the next video.